We couldn't decide where we wanted to spend our summer holidays. Do we go back to somewhere that we really love, or do we risk it all and try something new? So we did a bit of both.
We went paddleboarding in Portugal, had dinner on the beach in Spain, went hiking for trolls in Andorra, learned how to cook pasta the proper way in Italy, and then went scuba diving in Malta.
All in just a little over 3 weeks. Too much? Well, that's just the way we like it.
So it's 5:50 a.m. We arrived into the Algarve last night at about midnight, so we're going on 4 hours sleep, but it's our wedding anniversary today, so we thought we'd leave the kids with our family and get up and do something we haven't done before, which is stand-up paddleboarding. So we arranged to get a private tour so we could get out before all the tour groups, and yeah, it should be a fun experience. Welcome to the Algarve. Hey?
I said I'm going to go into the shore.
You need to hold the top of the pedal. Yeah, there you go. I have no idea why, but I was really average at it. I know how to swim. The weather was good. The water was warm, but for some reason
the balance was off.
I can ski, I can roller skate, I can ice skate, so I've got no problem with balance, but for some reason the idea of standing on a paddleboard just wasn't agreeable for me. I can feel my knees like shaking like crazy. Like, it's not cold in the water, I can swim, I don't know why I'm nervous. Flying along. So on the Algarve coast, the most famous of the caves is the Benagil cave. And if you go there any time during the day, it'll be full of people swimming and paddleboarding and canoeing, kayaking. And so the only way to get there by yourself is to get up really early, which is what we did. What are you doing in the water?
Our time in Portugal was spent mainly going to beaches, spending time by the pool, and just spending time in the water, because that is the most exciting thing for the kids and very relaxing for us as well.
What happened? We had some beautiful sunset dinners on the beach as well. Although the seagulls weren't very keen for my drone to be exploring their territory.
They kept trying to peck at it and attack it. Every time they saw it come, they weren't quite sure what it was or what to do with it.
Luckily we had no collisions here.
We almost had a collision though.
Yeah, remember we drove out to the far western point of Portugal?
It was about an hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
And James had his drone up, and I only saw the footage afterwards, but he got within centimetres,
yeah, very
maybe
close.
a metre from an aeroplane taking out his drone. It was like a low-flying sort of hobby plane, and James got in the way.
So after about a week and a bit down in the south of Portugal, we decided to fly up right to the north to Porto, where we hadn't been before. We've done Lisbon, but we'd never been as far north as Porto.
So we went and saw the Livraria Lello, that's the Harry Potter library in Porto, and you don't pay entrance into the library. Well, in a way you do, but they give you a credit for that entrance to spend within the library. So we chose out some really cool books, sort of traditional stories. Can you remember any of them?
I don't know, they're kids' books.
Yeah.
And then right next door to the library was a beautiful ice cream shop that we thought was really unique. They were making effectively little rose petals out of ice cream.
And like slithers of each flavour. So I think you could choose up to 8 flavours and get like a slither of mango and a slither of strawberry or whatever the kids chose.
Soon realised that was a Europe-wide chain, but we thought it was pretty unique at the time. And then I think we did a lot of eating of Portuguese tarts. Everywhere we went, we tried the Portuguese tarts.
And find the best one. There was many that were really delicious.
It's really cool that you can just sit there, order a tart and a hot chocolate or a coffee, and watch them make them live. So a lot of their places have big glass walls, so that you can just sit there and watch the chefs do their thing.
And after watching them, we decided that we wanted to take part in that. So Sienna, our eldest daughter, and I went and we did a course. And the lady was amazing, particularly with kids, and she taught us how to make these Portuguese tarts, which were delicious and warm and just a really nice cultural way to spend our day.
So you have two options in here, or you wait a little bit for this to get cold.
It's actually not even.
Thank you so much. Perfect, Sienna. Thank you so much. So guys, can you see what is going, what is facing here? So keep going to the end. Yes, rolling between your hands, and you start bringing the dough up. Okay, perfect, like that.
We also got a recommendation from a friend that has a place in Porto for a great local restaurant.
Oh, we're about to have a chef's tasting degustation at Restaurant Charma.
Recommendation of a friend?
Yeah, a friend that has an apartment here in Porto. And you don't know what you're going to get there. It's sort of like a feed me menu, but you have no influence over it and it changes all the time. So you don't even have an idea, I guess, and you've just got to trust in the chefs. And we did, and it was amazing.
And the owner there made
Blown
it a lot of fun as well. She came out and introduced herself and her entire team to the restaurant halfway through dinner, and we did some cheersing or some shots, I suppose, with the kids. They got little mango shots for the kids, and it was a lot of fun.
Special one for you.
Obrigada.
Tequila mango. So 1, 2, 3, shout! Hey, amazing! You are my favorite.
At the moment we're in Porto, we're at the Crystal Palace, and it's amazing no matter where you go in the world, you always manage to find a playground when you travel with kids. So we're sitting at the playground. We had a delicious dinner at Charma last night. It was like a chef's tasting menu that was really delicious. And we've done a lot. We crossed the Lewis Bridge yesterday to Gaia. We saw the half rabbit. We went to the cathedral. We walked a lot. I think we did over 20,000 steps yesterday, including the girls. So we've been busy in Porto. We're at the Bilbao markets in Porto. I got a pork knuckle sandwich. Sienna got some fresh carbonara.
How do they cook the carbonara?
In a massive bowl of cheese.
Extra cheese, please.
Yes.
We headed out from the city into the Amarante wine region, which was a couple of hours drive.
Yeah, a few hours. But
Beautiful
stayed
drive.
in a really lovely little Airbnb with a gorgeous view over the water and like a lake.
Although as soon as we arrived, we couldn't work out what was going on because we drove down the main street.
There was underwear everywhere. We're in Amarante. We don't quite know why, but there's a whole lot of knickers hanging up as flags on this street. Surely the town isn't all drying their underwear on a Sunday, or maybe that's a thing. Who knows? Let's find out.
No signs, no explanation, just a whole lot of bunting made out of undies.
What was the purpose of
Do you remember what it was?
No idea.
We had lunch at a beautiful winery, the Montverde winery, which was maybe 20 minutes from where we were staying. We decided to hire a little paddle boat to go out with the kids on the water, which was good because they loved that and it gave them a bit of exercise. Not entirely sure how, but we've managed to convince the girls to do all the hard work so that we can sit back and enjoy the river.
There's not enough.
Maybe we can work out how to do this at home, that would be lovely. Then we went and found a big swing, like a massive, just giant swing in the middle of nowhere, followed by a huge suspension bridge. I think it's Bridge 516.
You've got a great memory.
So does Google. Yeah, we didn't book. You need to book in advance, and we didn't, but luckily 2 of you snuck in.
Actually, I think they only had 1 ticket available for a kid. No running. Kids weren't allowed to go by themselves, and so we managed to convince them to sell us an extra adult ticket so that I could take her across. And yeah, I mean, you sort of go along a gorge and just get the best unrivaled views along with 20 other people.
So after a few weeks in Portugal, we decided to fly down to Barcelona so that we could drive out to the tiny country of Andorra. This is cycling heaven. It's a mountainous country, tiny little country surrounded by Spain and France. In Andorra, they've got a whole lot of really exciting activities for the kids to try and encourage people to be in the great outdoors, which are in and of themselves stunning, including a scavenger hunt for troll sculptures. And we also did a mushroom trail.
Found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
Good job, Earl.
Right this way.
Yeah, they had
like it.
4 different trails that we could have chosen from. So we just went to tourist information and said, like, what have you got to do in the city? And particularly for kids, they said, you know, you go and do the witch trail or the flower trail or the mushroom trail, depending on how long you want to walk for and how much time that you've got. So we went on the mushroom trail, and they had sort of like man-made structures about mushrooms, but also like, depending on the time of year, you would see a lot of mushrooms as well, and activities and games along the way. So just really surprising little city.
I also booked to take the 2 older girls to see Cirque du Soleil, which has a permanent installation in Andorra.
Always have to climb, we can just stay undercover.
We got last minute tickets, but really enjoyed the show. So driving back from Andorra to Barcelona, we stopped at the beautiful Montserrat, which is a
Stone
monastery up in the middle of a mountain range.
Yeah, it took quite a while to get there.
I think you can get the you can get a cable car up, but we
like
drove.
A funicular up there, and lots to see and do. We didn't do it
markets.
all, but yeah, people
Great
selling
view.
things. Hey Sienna, where are we?
We are in Barcelona.
Stunning view, and just a really nice place to break up the journey.
Then we only spent a few more hours in Barcelona before we flew over to Italy, where we were meeting some of our good friends in the southern part of the boot. We flew
Puglia.
to Bari and then drove down to Puglia, where we had rented a place with some Trulli houses.
just stunning accommodation, and we could have spent the whole week just at the accommodation and never left.
When your mind's eye pictures a European summer, this is what you're thinking of. Time spent by the beach, by the pool, just relaxing and soaking up the sun.
They had a barbecue area, they had the pool there, and lots of olive trees and fig trees, and it was just a really, really relaxing, peaceful place to be. We're in Lecce.
I can't hear you.
You don't need to hear.
Come on.
No, I
Where
hate
are we?
this. We're in Italy,
Which part?
southern Italy, in Puglia, a place called Lecce.
Are we in Puglia?
I think so.
Or are we crossed back into Puglia?
Don't know.
Or Salento?
Don't know.
Do you remember, was it Maria?
Maybe.
I remember calling her Nonna and she wasn't happy about that. Chef, where's my hat?
Getting ready for action.
So at the accommodation with our friends, we asked the host to find us a chef to teach us a traditional Italian meal, and they graciously arranged for a local restaurateur, and I think she actually runs a culinary school in the area as well, to come and teach us how to make pasta the Italian way.
This is not green.
This one.
Yes, this is not like semolino, but not.
Mal gesehen, von dem nicht so.
And
That's like my grandmother cooking.
yeah, ok.
For 4
E l'acqua devi dire che dipende sempre dalla temperatura esterna, non posso dare esattamente l'acqua.
And it was definitely the Italian way, because there's they just cook with love, and that's the ingredients, as in the quantities.
There's no measuring cups.
She couldn't tell us what she was necessarily putting in, and it changes depending on the weather.
With egg if you don't know what you're doing, or if it's too hot, but no egg if you do, or it's not hot enough.
Yeah, and you have to add a tiny bit of water if it was too humid, and she was just feeling.
Bigger and bigger.
Okay.
Hier. Musst du rein, so wie sie.
Okay.
Oh, guck mal, jetzt schneidet sie das.
Da muss ein... Can I, half of this?
Meins ist
Or
zu
would
dick.
that be
Viel zu
alright
dick.
then?
Dann mach das
Du
noch.
musst weniger nehmen.
Ci sono i
Weniger Teig.
And the only way to get your tagliatelle or
Yeah,
your
das ist einfach
orientati
okay.
right
Und
was
dann-
to feel how it should be, which for beginners is really difficult.
But made for nice healthy competition amongst the four of us, didn't it?
Speedy version.
prendo quelli più.
Oh.
Wow.
Das besser. Nein, das abkriegen.
And she wasn't shy in telling us when we were rubbish at it either. She was pretty direct.
No, do it again. Oh, well done. That's bellissimo. Or like.
Yeah.
Are you also planning to drive today?
Me?
So we were staying not too far from Gallipoli, where we hired a boat and took the kids out on the Ionian Sea. It was a beautiful day out. The weather was okay, but at that time of year the water's always warm, and so swimming, diving out off the boat was a lot of fun.
The kids swam so far.
Yeah, we weren't really allowed to get too close to the shoreline, but we wanted to explore it. So we'd anchor the boat a couple hundred metres off the shore, and the kids would swim to the shoreline and explore, then swim back to the boat and then do it again. Then in the southern, in the boot of Italy is also the beautiful town of Algarve.
We are in Algarve in Puglia, where all the Trulli houses are. I actually don't know anything about them, so I'll have to learn and get back to you. Super touristy, but something so unique that you would not see anywhere else. The amount of Trulli houses just next to each other, and just a vibrant, lively city. Again, got ice cream because that's what we tend to do. But just seeing and walking the cobblestone streets with our friends was just really memorable.
We moved from our Trulli accommodation to a little further north to Portignano, which is a little city on a hill, which was lovely, very tight little alleyways and restaurants and shops just hanging out the walls. So we tried the famous
Polignano Amare,
but it was absolutely heaving, so we decided to move.
We got in the water. But you were like sardines right next to everybody else in the water. So as soon as like a little wave would come, you'd be like, oh, sorry.
Scusi. Beautiful day on the Italian coastline. Turns out a few other people have heard of this place as well, because this beach is absolutely rammed. We ended up swimming in Monopoly one evening, didn't we?
The Grotto di Castellana.
It's great in the middle of the day.
Yeah, because it's a lot cooler. It's a stable temperature that never changes because
10
you're
degrees,
underground.
6 degrees, just constant.
It's going to be slippery, so please watch your steps at all times, especially when you walk downstairs. You're doing the long tour, the complete tour. This means we walk 1.5 kilometers before we get to the last cave. Then we turn around, make the same way, almost the same way, back to this first cave again. At the end, we'll be on the other side. And there are 2 elevators, 2 lifts waiting to take us back to the surface.
Where are we?
And the biggest cave in Italy, I guess.
We went for a sunset swim in Monopoly, and that's what you do in summer, right? Like you go and you relax and let the kids stay up late, and
They swam until after dark,
yeah.
which was just so cool. Then we had one last dinner in town before we flew out the next day to Malta.
Like Malta is steeped in history, and it's got a really vibrant mix of culture, tradition, old town, new town sort of feel. But it was surprising. It was really nice.
Yeah. I mean, we'd only heard good things about Malta, so we were pretty excited to get there. Again, very warm weather in the middle of summer, so we tried to find a few things that the kids would enjoy, including the museums.
So at midday every day in Valletta, which is the old town, they have a military show where they shoot off some cannons.
It's to allow, or traditionally it was to allow everyone on boats in the harbour or out at sea to set their clocks, I suppose, or watches to what midday was. Valletta at night was beautiful. They have fountains with a lot of lighting in them, and the city's really vibrant. Obviously, with the temperature drops down, everyone comes out. A lot of markets, a lot of shows. It was really, really enjoyable to be out in the evening.
Went to a water park while you went scuba diving.
The Popeye, the set of where Popeye was filmed, the original Popeye with Robin Williams.
Popeye's body.
We went to the Blue Lagoon, which was an incredibly clear water hole. We had to get a boat out there.
Is this the Crystal Lagoon?
then finally, Malta is one of the best places in the world to go scuba diving, and so I was really excited to go and try that again. I've done a few introductory courses now. I think this is my third, and I've never done the second step, so it's a bit frustrating doing the beginner stuff again, but really, really nice to be in the water.
So a pretty packed summer, but a really memorable one that we are really glad that we did. A real mix of different accommodations and activities, full on, but just how we like to spend our summer.
How am I ever going to remember that? Scuba.
What did you say?
Scuba. And then with scuba diving in Italy. We
went paddleboarding in Portugal.
No, I got this one. We went paddleboarding in Portugal, had a beach.
The sneeze. Yeah, but it will be weird when you cut it and it's like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Polignano. Allora.